Yeah, with this particular river, all species of Pacific salmon live here, as well as steelhead. And the program that we work on deals with chinook salmon. And we do a marker capture program. We're trying to get an estimate of the chinook escapement. And we produce fry with coated wire tags on them in order to figure out who's catching what, how many fish are being harvested, and whether they were caught in the Alaskan trawl or if they were just caught by an angler in the Skeena River, for instance. Yeah, we get an idea how many of them are harvested. Here's an example of a big hatchery one.
How big was it?
Didn't weigh it, but it's a big one. It would have been in the 60-pound range, a little bit more. We get an escapement estimate of the total population in the Kitsumkalum River, and we use that as an indicator for the whole Skeena system. And if we know how many there are and how many are harvested, we can extrapolate that data to how many have been caught in the Skeena as a whole. If we're predicting a low return, then the fishery gets shut down, which is unfortunate, but we have to use the tools that we can and that we can use. And if we're forecasting a poor run, then we better shut it down, right? We have to. One could argue, you know, if they fish, they're going to be interested in fish and they're going to want to protect the fish. But then the other side of things is, you know, we have too many fishermen out there, then there's too much pressure on the fish. And, you know, we know come the near future, there's just going to be more and more people. We have to plan for more and more people that are wanting to use the resource. No matter what move is made, there's going to be, you know, you're not going to make everyone happy, so it makes it a little bit more complicated than you'd think. But ultimately, I think that the best thing for the fish would be to leave them alone. I mean, in terms of harvest and taking away their habitat.
So leave them alone and leave their habitat alone. That makes sense, but do you think that's realistic?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. If we want the fish to come back, to leave them alone, but is that going to happen? I was just saying you're not going to make everyone happy. Mm-hmm. What did we do last night?
We went for sushi.
You are filming a documentary on Skeena salmon and, you know, what we need to do to protect them. And we went for sushi last night. What are we doing right now?
We're fishing for steelhead and coho.
We're angling for steelhead.
So we're not leaving them alone.
We're not leaving them alone.
Couldn't hunt, fish, or gather and forage, then we wouldn't be allowed to be human. I think that's part of what allows us to be human. I think it's our identity deep down in a genetic way. I think if we weren't able to fish or hunt or gather, then we would become less human because we're animals and we live in this world. I don't know what we would become. Maybe like we'd become zombies. We'd all become zombies if we couldn't interact with the environment in some kind of, you know, deep and meaningful way.
Did it take a pretty good run? Has it come airborne yet?
Oh yeah.
Well, what about that was fun?
Oh, the whole thing was deadly. Good hit. You came running from about a mile away in excitement. And nothing but good times. I don't know.
Would you say that catching fish makes you love them more?
Yeah.
Me
Absolutely.
too.